In this episode of Crystal Uncorked, I'm talking to Sarah Goldberger, the CEO and founder of Lord Jameson, an organic dog treat company. You're going to love this company, the products they're creating, the mission, how it got started. If you're in the pet industry, you're especially going to love this episode and get a lot of value out of it. But if you are not in the pet industry, don't you worry. We've got some great tips and advice around just general business. But I will say one of my favorite things that we talked about in this episode is the F word, is failure. And it doesn't matter if you're a business owner or not, the conversation around this is important. Sarah talks about why it's important to fail. And I will have to say, that can be really hard to hear, and it can be really hard to put yourself out there, and there's so much fear around failing, but it is important, and I needed to hear it today too. So I thank Sarah for sharing her tips and her advice in today's episode. Before we dive in, let me share a little bit more about Sarah. Sarah Goldberger has over 22 years of brand development, business management, and luxury product marketing experience. She is now the founder and CEO of Lord Jameson, an organic dog treat company that curates the finest collections of all-natural organic dog treats using real human-grade ingredients. Sarah works relentlessly on the growth and development of her company and brand. Launching in 2016, Lord Jameson is quickly becoming a nationally recognized brand in the pet sector and has already been named Best Dog Treats Product of the Year by the Independent Innovation Awards in 2019, 2020, and 2021. Covering a range of retail categories such as natural and wellness grocers, pet stores, and fashion boutiques, Sarah has built a solid distribution network across the country. As part of Sarah's mission, a portion of all proceeds are donated to animal welfare organizations across the country. Sarah was named one of the top women in the pet industry in 2019 and is an avid believer in mentorship and young entrepreneurship. Throughout her career, Sarah has earned the respect and admiration of her peers and colleagues alike. She currently resides in New York City, my favorite city, and with her husband, son, and beloved dog, Jameson. She enjoys cooking, running, yoga, and volunteering in the community. She also serves on the editorial advisory board for Brand Experience magazine. I am so excited for you to meet Sarah and learn a little bit more about her, so let's dive in. Are you ready to open up and talk about all things business? I'm Crystal Vilkaitis, a curious entrepreneur who loves talking about business, especially over a glass of wine. I started Crystal Uncorked to share open and honest conversations about my journey and talk to other entrepreneurs about their experiences. We pull back the curtain and talk about the highs and the lows. Wine isn't required, but is recommended. This is Crystal Uncorked. Sarah, I'm thrilled you're here. Welcome to Crystal Uncorked.
Thank you so much for having me, Crystal.
Yes, I am so looking forward to our conversation. But before we dive in, what are you drinking?
I am having a fabulous non-alcoholic aloe water with apple and pear. I had my second child 10 weeks ago and I'm nursing, so taking care of the little one before I take care of me.
Yes, I love it. Congratulations. And that drink sounds delicious and so refreshing on a summer day. And I have a new one to the show. I am doing a Pinot Noir. I usually do heavier, bolder, big reds, but it's summer, so I've got a little bit of a lighter Pinot from Fort Ross Winery, which Dustin and I, my boyfriend Dustin and I, visited a couple years ago, and it was beautiful. We loved it. So cheers, Sarah.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
All right. Before we dive into some of these questions I have for you, I would just love to hear more about Lord Jameson, how you got started. Tell us your story.
Sure. So I founded Lord Jameson a little over 5 years ago with the mission of elevating the bond between dogs and humans. Jameson is my dog. He's a certified therapy dog. And for the past decade, my husband and I have been volunteering with him all throughout Manhattan. And just watching him positively impact the life of a stranger in need, I think as pet parents, and Crystal, as you know, with your two beautiful Frenchies, we understand and we appreciate the love that they bring to us as their dog moms. but then to watch him positively impact the life of a stranger was just so profound. I wanted to create something that really kindled that unconditional love that dogs bring to us as humans, not just as their pet parents. So sort of set out on this journey, did a lot of market research to identify a void in the market for a premium USDA certified, allergy friendly dog treat offering that most dogs could enjoy. So here we are 5 years later, and it's one of the most humbling experiences of my life. We have an incredible team, sales and marketing. We own our own production. We produce everything in-house in Colorado, just about an hour away from where you are. So we'll have to have you guys come down, and maybe your dogs can do some treat testing. We would love that.
Oh, would love that.
And so, yeah, we're really mission driven. We donate proceeds to support service and therapy dog groups, animal welfare organizations, and then we have a partnership, a formal partnership with 1% for the Planet, in which we allocate a minimum of 1% of our annual sales to support their various platforms.
Wow. I love it. I love how much you guys are doing and what you're creating for our fur babies. My girl, Florence, has a lot of allergies. And so that can be very tricky with our treats and our food. And they will make excellent taste testers. That's for sure. And we kind of got connected. We've never met each other, which is sort of rare for Crystal Uncorked. But I can't wait to actually meet you in person when we're going to be at Super Zoo in August in Las Vegas, which is a show. I think this will be my 7th or 8th year going to Super Zoo. What about you, Sarah? Have you been there all 5 years?
It's an amazing show. And this year, it is just shaping up to be an incredible show. And I can give you more information about that now or later.
Yeah. We'll sign off with it a little bit, a little suspense here for everybody that's listening. We definitely have pet stores that are listing. So if you're a pet store, you're going to want to hang out here and learn more about what's coming up. But in the meantime, right down Super Zoo, you're going to want to come check out Lord Jameson, and we've got some speaker topics there too. Sarah, one thing I talk a lot about on Crystal Uncorked is our unique abilities, the thing that you love doing that you're also really good at. What is that thing for you?
I believe that I have a unique ability to sort of find the inner circle, whether it be with a product offering, a market void, or even I love mentorship. I love, taking time to either bring on an intern and groom them or existing employees. I just feel like that professional development is a huge part of my heart and certainly our company and mission. So just finding that inner center, whether it be a person, a product offering, or even just in the market, and guiding with intuition. So I think as individuals and certainly as entrepreneurs, we live in this constant state of uncertainty, and it can cause a lot of anxiety and stress. But if you learn to embrace the glow of uncertainty, you will find that the outcome of whatever that one element that you were uncertain about has a purpose. And so I really try to live in a purpose-minded consciousness.
Embrace the glow of the uncertainty. That is so good. That's so hard sometimes. But it's so good.
Professional in our personal lives too. I mean, look, everything that happened with COVID. I think that if anything, we all had to embrace this uncertain moment. And when you can just accept it, you can move forward and you're 10 steps ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. My boyfriend always says, invite it, don't fight it. And I think that that's so fitting in a lot of ways. It just creates more of that flow versus like the constant, insecurity or the questioning or the confusion. Sometimes you just got to let go and let it flow.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. I love it. I love those unique abilities too. And just that mentorship aspect. I've talked about this on the show before, but for me, like I am where I am today with my business and who I am today because of mentors. Like I could not have done this alone. And I am just so grateful for people like you.
Uh-huh. We all got to where we are because of that. And it's a pay it forward. I think as leaders, it's our job.
Yes, I love that. Sarah, what's the best business advice you've been given and by who?
Okay, so fail fast and fail hard and fail multiple times. So I feel in today's world, we're all trained to think that failing or failure in general is an opportunity for us to step away from something, when in reality, it's an opportunity for us to step up. My father actually told me, and had always just sort of lived his life teaching my sister and I that failure was okay. And every time you fail, you get back up and you're, again, also 10 steps ahead. And certainly being an entrepreneur and creating a new product offering, we were most likely the first vegan dog treat on the market. And I remember going to stores in Manhattan when we had prototypes, and I'd walk into the pet store really excited with this, beautiful product offering. It smells incredible. It tastes delicious. And the buyer would say, well, where's the meat? Well, dogs only want meat. We would just kind of say, let us just do a tasting. And time and time again, we'd have a tasting and they would see the response from the dog and the pet parent. It wasn't easy. Our recipes changed multiple times. I think to create a plant-based product for a dog is almost impossible if they're used to eating meat. 5 years into it, we really are proud. We feel like we've really mastered these formulas. And that being said, I think if I just stopped at the first time someone didn't want it, if I just stopped at the first time someone said no and felt like I couldn't go forward, we wouldn't be where we are. And failure can come in multiple ways. And, along the way, we've had lots of things that have happened to the product or the brand, or we didn't know something had to be done a certain way and we could have just given up. But you have to keep going. And if you believe in something, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in the product, if you believe in the company or your mission, you keep going. And eventually you will arrive at a place where you have brand awareness or service awareness. And we receive the most incredible emails from pet parents all across the country, actually now all across the world. We're so fortunate. We have product now in Taiwan and in Canada. And so many dogs these days have allergies to animal proteins. And so our mission was to create a treat that would allow every dog, regardless of age, breed, dietary restrictions, to enjoy our recipes. And we're really proud because that's where we've arrived. And I think that had we given up early on, we wouldn't be where we are. And my advice to everyone is, make mid-course corrections, fail, try it. And if it doesn't work, tweak it, tinker, and go back and keep going back and keep going back and never give up.
So many people are so afraid to just get started because of failing, right? Yes. Like it holds people back from even starting. Yes. And then once they get in the game, then if you do fail, like it could be hard to stand back up and keep going. But that's the only way if you really do want to build what you're trying to create. I mean, I think it was 243, like around that number, no's that J.K. Rowling got for Harry Potter. It's like, and now look at that world. It's insane. So you just have to keep going. And I always say, I learned this from Dan Sullivan of Strategic Coach, you either win or you learn. You don't fail, because I feel like that's the best way to learn, right? Is through failing. Yeah. And innovation can happen through failing. So I love that advice. And I feel like as much as I believe it, I needed to hear that today too.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you said that. So good. Now, having a business and startup, you're 5 years in, but I still feel like that can sometimes feel like a startup, like you're really trying to build this business. And you had this situation of COVID, like a couple years after launching, which I'm sure, like so many, had impacts on your business. What do you do to recharge, to have some of that balance? I like to say work hard, rest hard. Like, what is it for you that can really recharge your batteries?
I'm a big yogi. So for me, it's finding my inner peace on a yoga mat. So on the personal side, when things are hectic, you'll find me in downward dog. On the professional side, specifically with COVID, I think it took a great team effort when things were closed and we would constantly speak with our retailers and we were learning about the trials and tribulations. And I remember speaking to one of our accounts, Petwants, up in Minnesota, and the riots were happening and the store was broken into. It seemed never ending, right? It just was all of these layers of complexities that our independents were going through. And so we kind of got together and said, well, what can we do to support everyone? And so we actually came up with a section on our website. It's no longer there because we've all luckily moved past it, but it was any bit of information we could find about COVID, about financial assistance. So many pet parents were nervous about their income and feeding their dogs. So we were trying to just create as much support as we could and do our part to give back. And I think when you enter these times of trials and tribulations, and looking for ways to energize, for us as a brand, what I think we do best is go back out with something that's supportive. So, trying to find the areas that need the most support and giving back in ways that are most impactful.
Yes. It was pretty amazing watching businesses really step up during COVID and be like, how can we support? And that was something for me, like it gives me chills thinking about it, that just to see that we saw so much division, but there was also so much unity that was happening too.
Yes.
That really did like support us and pull us together. I know I have a company called Crystal Media and we work with retailers, and just seeing what they were doing in their communities to support each other. And we had the same thing, like a COVID resource page of like, here's all the ways you could be selling even though your store is shut, like crazy world. But it was really inspiring to see all of that come together. And now we're here, and now we get to be in person again and going back to events like Super Zoo, which is going to be so great. This is such a random, like totally shifting gears here. What is your favorite flavor? Like what's the flavor, the winner at Lord Jameson?
It's brand new.
Ooh, what is it?
It's called pumpkin spice.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I love pumpkin spice lattes.
Same.
This tastes just like a pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, wow.
It's absolutely incredible. So we will be showcasing these this fall. Brand new. We haven't even unveiled it yet. And it's going to be incredible.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
Pumpkin is a wonderful ingredient for dogs. It helps with digestion and lots of amazing health and wellness properties to it.
I was just going to say my dogs love pumpkin. Like I always have it on hand because I have such sensitive, I feel like Frenchies are a little high maintenance. They've got a lot of things going on. And so, especially my girl. So when she's having that upset stomach, like, man, pumpkin. And then Barry, my boy, is like, I want something. What is she getting? I need it too. So, oh, they're going to love it. That's so exciting. And that might have I was going to ask you, what's the future of Lord Jameson? So obviously we've got this new flavor coming. And what else is on the horizon for you guys?
So we are launching a new collection at Super Zoo. what I can tell you is it's specific for the smaller breeds, and we'll have more information on that soon. And then as next year, we're actually going to be developing some new collections. One that's actually outside of canine. So really just thinking about the whole pet family experience and providing the highest quality USDA certified organic treats to other members of the household.
I love it. Oh, I can't wait to learn more. Oh my gosh, how exciting. So tell me about Super Zoo and where people can find you if you haven't been to Super Zoo, if you are a pet retailer, this is the conference to go to. Like if you're in grooming, if you're a manufacturer, obviously, I mean, this thing is crazy. I don't know if you felt this way, but the first time I went, I was like, what is this place? There's so much going on. And so you're going to be there, you're going to be exhibiting, and just tell us a little bit about what will be going on with you guys at Super Zoo.
Yeah. So Super Zoo this year is August 22nd to the 25th. It's at the Mandalay Bay. And I'm sure you know, but it's the largest and most comprehensive trade show in North America. It's just amazing energy, fun-filled atmosphere. You see every new product. I believe this year there's going to be over 700 new products.
Wow.
70 big name buyers and over 1,000 exhibitors are expected this year. So I encourage everyone to sign up. We will be there. We're in the natural dog product section, and we'll be unveiling several of the new products. So it'll be great. I hope everyone can come by.
Yeah, I can't wait. And we at Crystal Media have some education sessions. We do some downstairs as well as upstairs, and this will make sense when you're there. But downstairs, there's some additional education days. And if you can go a day or two early and sign up for those, I would really recommend it. There's phenomenal speakers on all sorts of categories. We cover the social media categories. But I mean, I'm just always blown away by their roster. There's always such great feedback by the content of these shows. And whether you have been like in the industry and had your store for 100 plus years, you're, generational, you've had it, or you're brand new, like this is a really great place for you to learn, to connect, to find products, to network. And so you'll definitely want to check that out. We'll link to Super Zoo in the show notes. And Sarah, where can people find out more about Lord Jameson?
Oh, you can go to our website at lordjameson.com.
Awesome. And I'm assuming are you on all the socials, yes. Instagram and Facebook?
Jameson. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Perfect. And what about, I have to ask, because I'm in the social media space, yes. Are you guys using TikTok?
So we are not yet, but we will be. We actually are overhauling our website. It's going to go live on June 29th. Awesome. And in July, you might start to see some new content.
Okay. I'm really hoping so, because that's where it's at right now. I can't stress it enough. Like TikTok is where the organic reach is. And from a pet perspective, you would kill it. So if you want to brainstorm it all, let me know. Happy to do it.
That would be amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. I would love to help. I know you guys would kill it. And we got to get the word out about this product because it's just awesome. We haven't got to try it yet, but I know just what I've read and the reviews online and what I've seen and your ingredients, like love that you're doing this, and love that you're in my backyard too in Colorado, which is so great. Sarah, anything else you'd like to share with the audience before we sign off here?
If there are any pet retailers watching, I just wanted to let everyone know outside of Super Zoo, you could take advantage of WPA 365. It's a wonderful, wonderful resource, really an immersive platform with education, community partners. So just thinking beyond Super Zoo, if you can't come, there's incredible content on there that can really help drive your business on the day-to-day, and then thinking more on the advanced side.
I'm so glad you said that. And I feel ashamed that I didn't even think about it, Sarah, because we are WPA. We're partners at Crystal Media. We've got some content on 365. And you're right. It isn't just Super Zoo. It's exactly.
A year.
Exactly, which is another thing that I just love that WPA is doing, like really showing up for the retailers. Like talk about showing up, right? And being there for our retailers. They didn't stop with COVID. Like they created this whole 365, which is so great. Any time of year you can access this information. So thank you for mentioning that. And retailers, go check it out. We hope to see some of you. If you watch the show, let us know when we see you at Super Zoo. Come introduce yourself. And Sarah, thank you so much for your time today. One last cheers.
Yes. Cheers, Crystal. I look forward to seeing you in Super Zoo.
Yes, just a couple months. And everybody go check out Lord Jameson. We'll link everywhere. Follow him on social. Check out the new website, which will be live when this airs. And everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next See You. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
All right, let's keep this conversation going. Join me on Instagram. I'm at Crystal Uncorked. And I need to tell you, thank you so much for listening to this show. It truly means the world to me. If you're enjoying Crystal Uncorked, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Okay, I'll see you on the next See You. Cheers, friend.